Hey, there's my dedicated yoga staff. Welcome to Monday. Welcome to our yin practice today. As always with yoga, you can just clear a space and make space for you to move and stretch. With our yin practice today, we're going to be on the floor. So maybe find a comfortable towel, a blanket, something that's going to help you find some ease. If you have a yoga block, grab it. If you don't, grab a book or use a pillow, whatever you need. And if you have a yoga strap, great, not necessary, not required, but it's just kind of nice to have. And if you don't have one, you can always use a towel. Again, you can do yoga anywhere, any place, any body. So today, with our yin practice, we're going to start simple. Just make yourself comfortable. You can be on your knees. You can be seated with the legs crossed or legs out in front. Whatever's going to help you. Just come to this moment. Yin is a practice of stillness. So you might already feel like me, because I had a couple cups of coffee, where you're just still going. So what I'm going to invite you to do is just soften the gaze or close the eyes and just bring the hands together like you're going to scoop or splash some water, and just rest it in your lap, on the floor. Let that spine get nice and long. Soften the belly and bring the awareness inward. Instead of the busy mind, let's focus on stilling the body. Take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. Again, big breath in. Big long sigh out. From here, if you can, just inhale and exhale normally, naturally through the nose. And observe. Feel. Feel the breath. Sometimes it's up around the shoulders. Sometimes it's stuck around the chest. See if you can take it deep into the belly. And observe the body just soften as you exhale. As we settle into that breath, I invite you, with those cupped hands together, to just inhale an intention of self-compassion. And whatever that compassion looks like. Inhale and imagine an abundance of flowers, of light, of love, of joy, and just receive that into your hands. And then as you exhale, allow anything that's the opposite of that to let it go, to soften, to release. In this space, notice, where is it you are in need of healing today? In the body, in the mind. Notice what areas of your life that you still feel tension or discomfort. That's okay. Look at it without judgment. Look at it with compassion. Make space for forgiveness, for healing, for strength and resiliency. Breathe in, make space. Set an intention for self-care. Nice job. Relax and soften the hands. Relax and soften the jaw. Open the eyes and just inhale, shrug those shoulders up. And exhale, roll them back. Feel that heart space really open up, that source of peace, love, of light. Inhale, shrug and lift. Exhale, roll them back. Now, before we get into some deep stretches, I'm going to invite you to come into all fours, tabletop. This might be where you want a blanket or a towel underneath your knees, or maybe you're comfortable where you are. Your wrists are beneath your shoulders. Let's take a couple more deep breaths with our cat-cow. Inhale, soften, drop the belly, look up at the sky, stretch the front of the body. And then exhale, press into those fingers, round the back, take the chin to the chest. One more time, inhale and sway. Make some room and exhale, round and release. Excellent. Inhale, nice neutral spine. From here, take your left shoulder towards your left hip. Look over that left shoulder, squeeze that left side. And then inhale, lengthen back center. Exhale, take that right shoulder towards that right hip. Squeezing the right side, expanding through the left. Making space. Inhale, long. And exhale, just ease back. From here, we're going to turn the fingertips out to the side, getting that wrist stretch. If you have a little more flexibility, perhaps you bring the fingertips back towards your body. Remember to honor your edge. Nothing sharp, nothing stabbing, nothing pinching. Just go slow. So your fingertips at a comfortable level where you're feeling the stretch in the forearm and the wrist. And we're just going to lean back. Bring your heart forward and that tailbone back. Couple of breaths here. We're kind of easing into our yin practice. And a typical yin class will hold stretches from 4 to 6 minutes. But since we only have 30 minutes together, I'm breaking you guys in slowly. Again, feel that breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Observe the sensations in the body. Any place that's tightening up, the shoulders, the chest, the jaw. Direct your breath to those spaces of tension, those spaces in need of healing. And then allow each exhale to kind of ease that tension, that discomfort. One more breath. And slowly coming back to our tabletop. One more time, cat-cow. Inhale and sway. I just want that back to be nice and loose. Exhale, round. Because our practice today is really going to focus on that lower body, that back and the chest. Inhale and sway. And exhale, round. Nothing like getting right into it. From here, we're going to step our right foot forward. A nice lunge, getting that left hip flexor. We want our right knee to stay behind the toes. So maybe you start with the hands on the knees, you lean forward, start to feel that stretch, start to feel the belly open, the shoulders drop. In yin, we're going to have the opportunity to find stillness, to find space, or sometimes it feels really tight. So maybe you stay here, resisting the urge to fidget, which I know is challenging. Maybe you feel like there's a little more space and you can ease it down a little bit. This is where you might want a block or a book, whatever can help give you that height. Or those of you that are a little bit more flexible, perhaps you can ease down and use that block for support. Wherever your edge is, where it's not too hard, not too easy, let your breath guide you. Your breath is telling the story of how you're feeling here. So allow it to be nice and full. See if you can still feel that breath in the belly. See if you can feel that tailbone reaching towards that back left foot. Check in with that back left foot. Is there tension? Is it tight? See if you can soften it down. Now, if your knee's not allowing you to do that today, that's okay. Next time. See if you can observe the feeling of the heart coming forward. So that spine's long, we're lengthening through the crown of the head. Relax those hands wherever they are, on the floor, on the block, on the knee. Relax the jaw. Smooth out the space between the brows. and really allow yourself to surrender into the space, into the stretch, into the breath. Taking your time, take 3 more nice, slow, deep breaths. Physiologically telling the body, you're okay, you're all right. Beautiful job. Now taking your time, making those yoga sounds like, whoa, as you ease your way back. Bring those knees back, knees wide, toes together. Rest in child's pose, reaching those arms forward, soften the heart down. Take a couple of breaths here. Notice the difference between the right side and the left side. Find comfort, find that childlike mentality of observing, discovering new ways of looking at how the body's feeling, how it's strengthening. And then when you're ready, we're going to come back to that tabletop, all fours, and we're going to do the other side. So step that left foot forward. This is where we learn that we're not perfectly symmetrical. You may have better flexibility, range of motion on this side. You might be a little bit tighter. Start with the hands on the knees and just bring those hips forward. Feeling the stretch in the front of that right hip. If you're stuck at a desk, if you're seated a long part of the day, this gets really tight. So just give yourself that grace, that opportunity to see, to feel, to explore, finding your edge. Maybe you need the block on this side, maybe you don't. Maybe you take the hands down to the floor. But again, notice how it feels. From the crown of the head, washing down the spine, the back of the leg, all the way to those toes. If they're tucked, see if you can soften them. If not, we'll work on it next time. Let your heart guide you. Maybe you melt it down. Coming to the block, coming down to the elbows, maybe nowhere near there. It's your body, it's your practice. Listen to that breath. Recall that intention of self-compassion and self-care. Sometimes that voice, that ego, that voice in the head that says, oh, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, you're doing it wrong, you're doing it differently. Zip it. You would never talk to your best friend that way. So why do we talk to ourselves that way? So just being mindful. If that little voice, if that ego is still distracting you, come back to that awareness of the breath. Come back to that sensation in the heart. That source of peace, that center of love, that connection with light, and see how the body softens in response. Beautiful job. Last 3 breaths. You're doing great. I'm not going to lie, the first couple times I did yin, I thought, how much longer? And slowly use the strength in those arms. Push yourself back to that child's pose. And rest. Feel those hips. Getting into that connective tissue. Surrounding those muscles. Excellent job. Now from here, we're going to make our way down to our bellies. So, So good for the back. You want your feet at least hip distance, a little wider if you're having any discomfort in the back. Maybe you still have that block or a pillow or a blanket underneath the ear. Just take a couple of breaths here. You notice if you're breathing in your belly, you can feel it. You can stay right here. You can rest the head on the ground, whatever works for you. Now from here, I'm going to invite you to take your arms out to the side, shoulder height. We're going to get into the chest and that lower back. From here, you're resting on your right ear. We're going to use the strength in our left hand as we lift our left leg up and cross it over to the right. So you're kind of coming to your right hip, and you're going to start to feel the stretch in the front of the right shoulder. You're going to feel stretch in the belly. Just find your edge. Maybe you bend the knee. Some people are going to be here and be just fine. Really mindful, moving safely. We're not going to be here that long. But again, make the pose fit your body. Support that head on a pillow, on a blanket, or a block. Soften the hands. Breathe into that belly. Notice what parts of the body are tensing up. See if you can soften, if you can surrender them into that support of that mat, into that breath. Last 3 breaths. Again, feel that belly expand as you inhale. And relax as you exhale. On your last exhale, we're going to roll back down onto our bellies, and we're going to do the other side. So your left arm's out, shoulder height. You're going to rest on that left ear, lifting that right leg, cross it over that left. Maybe you even barely come over. Maybe it's just tap down. Listen to your body on this side. Feel the stretch in the front of the left shoulder, the left pectoral. Rest that head and settle into that breath. If the mind is still challenged with being tethered to the breath, come back to that idea. Remember that sensation of the hands together, the fingertips together, like you're scooping. Breathing in abundance. What is it that you're desiring abundance of? Ease, peace, health, joy, flowers, springtime. Breathe in those things, those thoughts, those intentions, and use that exhale to release any doubt, any discomfort, any energies that take away from that balance. Last couple of breaths. On your last exhale, just release it. Come down to the bellies. Reach those arms nice and long. And from here, we're going to scoot those elbows back, nice and slow. Shrug those shoulders back. We're coming into Sphinx. We're going to bring those shoulders back and that heart forward. Maybe the elbows are under the shoulders and you're really long, or maybe you're here. It's okay. It gets better. We're building flexibility, but not overnight. Bring that heart forward. Breathe into that heart space. Feel. Observe the curves in the spine, in the rib cage. Only 3 more breaths here. I know this is a hard one. This is an active one. Before we've been surrendering into the stretches, don't worry, there's some good ones still coming. Feel energized here. Breathe in to that love, that light, that center. Excellent. When you're ready, push yourself back into child's pose. Rest it back. Feel the body nice and spacious, strong and calm. And from here, we're going to come onto our backs. This is where you might want a towel, a strap, a belt, whatever works for you. We're going to get into those hamstrings and those hips. So we're going to start with the knees into the chest. And we're going to take that strap or towel around the blade of the left foot and just let that right foot come down to the floor. We're going to focus on the hamstring, the back of the thigh. Notice a little bend in my knee because we're not real warm. You can keep the right knee bent. Relax those shoulders down and back away from the ears. See how it feels to maybe let that right leg extend forward. Choose whichever one's right for you. And then from here, we're just going to feel that stretch, pulling that leg towards the chest. Remember, it's going to look different on every body because every body is different. Runners might be here, right? And some gymnasts, dancers are going to have their toes touching their forehead. Just see where you are on this side. Relax the shoulders, tuck the chin. And feel that support of the ground lifting you up. This is such a great series for the lower back and hips. So if you find some stretches that feel really good for you, hopefully you can take them out into your practice. If you find an intention of self-compassion, release of tension, maybe those are some things you can take out off of the mat and into your life today. From here, anchor out through your right arm, and we're just going to take that left leg out to the side. Ooh, yeah, now you're going to get the back of that leg, right? Take it nice and easy. If you need to modify, bend the knee. Make it your pose. Feel the shoulders soft, grounded on the mat. Feel that breath, that heart space, really big and open to new experiences, to new opportunities for self-care, for self-awareness, for self-forgiveness. Be present in this moment. The mistakes of yesterday are yesterday. When you are present in this moment, there's nothing to regret, but just be here, feeling connected. One more breath here. And then as we exhale, we're going to take that leg back up and we're going to switch hands. We're going to take that strap or that towel in the right hand, and we're just going to drop that left leg over to the right. Keep those shoulders soft. You're going to feel that hamstring. You're going to feel that hip. This is pretty intense, so if it's too much, just bend the knee and twist it over. Wringing out any tension in the body, in the mind. Restoring the equilibrium of that belief, of balance, body, mind, breath, spirit. The first step in the journey towards health is just taking that step, trying something new, seeing what you like and what you don't like. If the slow stretching is not for you, don't worry. We can come back on Wednesday at a little bit more strength focus. Our yin practice includes a lot of the similar stretches. Just holding a little bit longer. And reminding us of the importance to slow down. One more breath. And slowly bring that leg back to center. Let that left leg just hang. Feel how nice and warm that left hip is. We get to do the other leg. So bring that right knee in. Take that strap around the blade of that right foot. Yes, this side's a little tighter for me. I'm going to feel the back of that thigh. That's what we're focusing on. Make some space between the shoulders and the ears. If you need to modify, bend and plant that left knee. Notice when we get into those resistant joints, those tight muscles. Check in. Check in with the patterns of thought. Does that ego raise its tiring voice of judgment? Or can you find a new pathway and go, you know, I'm a little tight here, but that's okay. I'm increasing my flexibility just by being present with the discomfort. I'm finding ease. I'm finding comfort in the discomfort. I'm teaching my body. I'm teaching my mind to be present, to know and learn that even in times of challenge, I can find ease. I can find peace and love and light. Last couple of breaths. Maybe you're kind of already noticing that sensation. Sometimes when we get into those blockages, we start to feel a release of cool, of warmth, of heat. Feel it, release it, let it go, let it flow through those limbs. One more breath here. And this time as we exhale, anchor out through that left arm, drop that right leg out to the side. Remember, a modification, if this is too much, just bend the knee. Keep those hips neutral on your mat. The shoulders relaxed. Whatever challenging sensations you're feeling or experiencing, modify it or remind yourself this too shall pass. It is all temporary. And see if you can make peace with those challenges and see what you can learn about not holding on so tight, but surrendering into that edge, into that breath, into that knowledge that you are okay here and now, connected, breathing, feeling, and releasing. Slowly bring that leg back to center. We're going to switch it to the other side. So we're going to take that right leg, the strap in the left hand, anchor out through your right hand, and slowly pull that leg across the body. Maybe it doesn't go as far, maybe it goes all the way to the floor. Just be kind, be caring, be observant. Listen to that breath and settle in. Every time we get on the mat, whether for a yin practice or a slow flow or a more vigorous flow, our body is building. It's strengthening in balance and flexibility. It's receiving messages from the brain, from the spirit. Let those messages be loving. Let them be grateful. One more breath. Slowly release that strap. Bring both knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. Feel that spine nice and long, the hips flexible, supportive, and then preparing for final resting pose. Take the feet to the floor. Either let the knees rest against each other, opening up that lower back, or extend those legs long, letting the feet fall open, shoulders back, hands on the belly, more healing meditation. Closing the eyes, take a big breath in. Sigh it out. Nice job. From here, begin to release the body and the mind. Let those muscles get heavy. Let that heart be light. Observe and notice the breath gently rising and falling in the belly. And the meditation for today is just that reminder. In yoga, the pose is not the goal. Becoming flexible is not the goal. The goal is to create space where once you were stuck. To appreciate your body, to quiet the noise in the mind, to make peace, to love, to be. Settling into the stillness, settle into peace, settle into love, settle into light. Stay here as long as you need, being loving, being compassionate, being caring, healing. When you are ready, gently bring movement to the fingers, to the toes, deepen that breath, energize in the knowledge that you are connected, you are present, you are strong, you are healing. Roll to your side, keep the eyes closed, keep that awareness of that energy within, and use the strength of the arms to return to a comfortable, seated, easy pose. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Press your palms together, bring your hands to your heart. Again, make space. Forgive yourself yesterday. Reset anytime with the breath and the awareness of the heart. Thank you for your time. Have a beautiful week. Namaste. Those of you that are not getting the weekly email that I will send out on Mondays, send me your email and I will put you on there. And that also is an opportunity for me to reach out to you, and you, if you have some questions or concerns or comments or things that you'd like to see. Like I said, Wednesday, we're going to do more of a flowing practice, but today, again, was just about slow. We do yin the last week of the month. So hopefully if you liked it, we'll see you again. Or if you didn't like it, you go, okay, I'm going to go out for a cup of coffee during yin at that time. But have a beautiful day, everyone. Thank you. Oh, good, good, good. Good stuff. Thank you, you guys.